Hello and welcome back to Pendor. We're gonna be besieging Kal and Castle here at the very beginning of the episode because, well, it's a siege tower. Yeah, I know. And I have just hired a new mercenary company. I'm actually very much hoping that we're not going to get obliterated by the enormous amount of crossbowmen that they have here. Of course, me getting hit immediately for 18 damage, that is not very good. I would very much appreciate it if I could avoid further injury. That would be wonderful. But something tells me that's probably not going to happen. You know, that's probably not going to happen. It's just how it is. But hopefully we can do a little bit of damage here and there. Oh yeah, I hired the Malian's Heavy Cavalry Mercenary Company. Not sure how effective this is going to be, to be honest, because obviously, if you see what they're all about, I mean, they're all about cavalry, aren't they? You know, that's the whole point of them. That was my actually main purpose for them, actually. I was hoping that we'd be, you know, going into a bunch of field battles and, well, having these guys by our side would probably be pretty useful. However, now I am stuck with them in a, well, siege situation, which is okay, but not if they continually get themselves killed. As you can see, they seem to literally just die for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why they're dying so much, but yeah, hopefully we'll be fine. I mean, I've got a bunch of T-Knights, and yeah, I might be changing their weapon. Someone actually suggested, you know, maybe we should change their weapon because their current axe, I mean, this is the main purpose of this axe, right, by the way. The only reason why I gave them that axe is because of sieges. Because I didn't want them to have something that is extremely difficult to use in a close quarters situation. Yeah, obviously they're already, you know, gonna have a slightly more difficult time because they have two-handed, but because it is slightly shorter, it is going to make things easier for them in the close quarters combat of a siege attack, or even in a defense situation. But yeah, anyway, so basically someone suggested that I change their axe because, well, it's better to have a longer reach weapon in a field battle. Of course, absolutely, and that is a very good point. So maybe it would be a good idea for us to do that. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to take a look at the various things that we can get our hands on, because if I can get my hands on, I don't know, like a slightly longer bardiche, or a, I don't know, maybe a glaive? Not sure if a glaive is too long. I think a glaive might be too long in this case. But if we can do something along those lines, I think we'll have a pretty decent time of things. Anyway, I am actually taking significant casualties here, so I'm very much hoping that my forces will be able to fight through and actually get these guys dead, so we can get onto the battlements. This is a classic situation as well, by the way. If you've ever played Warband, or if you know Warband from me or someone else, then yeah, you'll recognize this situation for sure, because there's just no way. I just can't push these troops out of the way. That's it. You know, you're just going to have to wait for them to move into the battlements. Hopefully they will move into the battlements. There's actually one thing that you know what? Should I try to do something a little bit sneaky here? Okay, here we go. This is the sneaky thing. Not sure if it's going to work, because they just might not have enough space in general. But basically what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to move my forces into a hold position behind the enemy. Because if I can move them down into the courtyard or something like that, we will have a much greater chance of achieving victory here. But it doesn't seem to be working. Is it because there are just so many troops at the start over there? Yeah, it seems like that is probably the case. Yeah, losing so many T-Knights right now. We've literally barely done any damage to them. Oh, you know what? I am thinking I'm going to retreat right now. I am really thinking I'm going to retreat right now. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Gonna just jump. Yeah, there we go.
Cowabunga says it all.
Okay, phew, I didn't actually die. Wow, okay, that's kind of surprising. Yeah, so this is bad. Obviously, this is really, really bad. I was very much hoping that we would be doing a lot better. As you can see, we lost huge amounts of the Malian's heavy cavalry, and we basically didn't do anything. We just killed 84 of them, which is really not very good in general. Oh, they only have 200. Oh. See, now they have Phoenix Risen and Knights of the Phoenix. I think that's the main reason why this is difficult for us, because they just have very strong units at the front, and it's making things very difficult for us to penetrate the battlements. I think that's the main concern there. So the only thing that we could potentially do, which I think is probably going to be something that I'll do next time I go over there, is we'll probably just do the archer strategy, just kill as many targets as possible from range, and then just deal with, you know, just deal with the renown loss, and we'll see what happens. Because if I can only eliminate, you know, 70 to 80 troops every single time, I'm probably going to be losing upwards of at least 40 renown, maybe even 60. But obviously, in the grand scheme of things, how much is that? How much does that actually do? Does that actually affect our overall prestige that much? Yeah, maybe not really, you know? Maybe not really. So maybe it's not something that I need to be too concerned about, but I do need to be concerned about this. So let's actually do this a little bit. Let's just do that. Oh, wow. I've literally only got one person out the front there. Okay, poor fellow. He's going to get absolutely murdered then. But yeah, hopefully my archers will absolutely obliterate absolutely every single enemy here. That is all I can hope for. They do have Radiant Cross Plague Wardens here, which are going to be difficult to deal with, but I will hopefully be able to do as much damage as possible versus them, because they don't have shields. They do come equipped with a wide variety of different equipment, but they don't have shields. Oh, they have damage. They have damage though. 37 damage, wow. Literally, that is some craziness right there. Alright, well, yeah, this is Ethos, obviously, so this is going to be a pretty difficult siege, so I'm basically just going to be... I'm just gonna wait, you know? I'm literally just gonna wait, because there is not much more for me to do. I don't really want to go up there and get myself absolutely slaughtered, because that will happen, I'm pretty sure, if I were to do that. I'm a little bit dubious about the fact that we do have bunches of Radiant... what are they called again? Oh, no. Radiant Cross Plague Wardens, that's it. Those fellows up there on the walls, that is making things a little bit nerve-wracking for me, because they are extremely damaging, as you've seen already. And they are capable of quite a lot. But maybe not so much in melee. I don't know. That's the whole point. But this is actually a relatively decent layout for us. We're doing a lot of damage. And maybe it's going to be okay, you know, maybe we're going to be fine. I would really like to hit more people, though, to be honest. Okay, there's that guy. He just hid away a little bit again. There's another one of those. Nice. Don't really want to hit their shields, that's the problem. I'm trying to aim for people that don't have shields, but it's a little bit difficult when they all have, you know, someone that's next to them with one. It makes it very, very difficult to actually eliminate anyone, but... maybe I can do enough damage to just destroy their shield and then go forward through that. I don't know, maybe not. But so far we're actually doing fantastically well, I gotta say. We've eliminated 182 of them already, and if we do need to, we can retreat. That is always an option. It's just gonna mean that we're gonna, you know, we're gonna take a heavy penalty right there, so... that's, you know, not so good, not so good. But... yeah, I might actually have to, because you can see here, look at this. Literally just took 37 damage again. And what I find quite funny about that is that these fellows are hitting my head every single time. Which is just funny. that is just hilarious, because it's just like, what? You have an aimbot? You aim for my head every single time and 37 damage is the result? That's absolutely incredible. Anyway, I'm just going to stand here and... die? Apparently. Yes, that is what I will do. I was actually hoping to eliminate some of the Radiant Cross Plague Wardens. I was really hoping that I'd be able to do a bunch of that, because if we can eliminate more of those, it's going to be a lot easier for us next time in. Or maybe we don't even need to, you know? Maybe we don't even need to. Maybe I can just kind of... maybe I can commit. Maybe I can commit to this particular siege, and we'll have a decent time. That is very much dependent on whether we can actually... get onto the battlements. I'm hovering over the retreat key right now. I'm hovering, I'm thinking to myself, maybe we do want to get out of here. I don't really want to lose too many T-Knights, that's the problem. They're at the very front of my army, basically just a couple of spaces down from all my companions. So I'm not really wanting to throw them away in this kind of action. It would be very ill-advised for me to lose more than a handful every single time we do a siege, because they are going to be difficult to level up. I mean, you know, they cost so much prestige. So, you know, me losing 5 per battle, or 5, should we say, per siege, that's just not going to do, you know? That's just absolutely unacceptable. So, you know, if that does indeed happen, it's gonna add up over time. You know, I mean, literally, we just lost another one. What I find very funny, though, which is another thing that is... I don't know whether this is just like a warband problem or whatever, but it always seems to be the case that a high-tier unit, doesn't matter what it is, but something that is really hard to get, usually always gets killed. And I don't know whether there is a separate calculation for this or not. I think I found out in the past, but I might have forgotten or something, I don't know. But whatever the case, the higher ranking troops, this is probably just like a, you know, a weird brain thing that I think is a thing, but maybe it's not, you know what I mean? But higher tier troops always seem to get killed. Look at this, look at this. Did you see that right there? I literally just lost 3 T-Knights. I've lost 3 T-Knights so far in this entire battle, and I've only seen one of them get knocked unconscious, or a handful of them get knocked unconscious. And it's the same thing with the Biscuit Sergeants. Look at that. We lost 2 of them in a row. Well, I mean, how do we explain that? How do we explain that? That just doesn't make sense to me, because every other person that I see, I mean, yeah, there's another T-Knight right there getting knocked unconscious. That's great. You know, that's good. You know, we want them to be knocked unconscious. But the annoying thing is that we are losing T-Knights every single time I see them. Look at this. We've just lost another 2. It's absolute insanity. I don't know how that happens. I obviously there's more T-Knights than basically any other unit on the field. So of course they are going to have a higher chance of being eliminated. But again, look at that. Another one has just been killed. It is so incredibly surprising to me. And that has happened so much in the past as well. And I'm not even talking about the Doom guides here either, because they might be counted as undead. I don't think so, because I mean, are they counted as undead? I don't know. They might be. If they're counted as undead, then obviously they're going to get eliminated and killed every single time they are. However, if they're not undead, then me losing them to the Grim Reaper every single time I see one of them get taken out, there's something fishy going on. At least that's what I think. I think something weird's going on there, because I just do not believe that you should be losing units at such a staggering pace every single time one of your highest tier troops gets taken out. Obviously, it's not always the case, but, you know, it's often. Very, very often indeed. Anyway, as you can see right here, we've now just passed the 500 count of deaths for the opponent. And we've just lost some more Heretic Magnus units, but they are demons, so I guess that kind of makes sense. And we lost another Biscuit Sergeant. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what I can really take away from that, apart from the fact that it just seems a bit weird how every single time a T-Knight is eliminated. I mean, I'm gonna show you. All right, we're gonna take a look at it after this. After the siege, there will be a casualty report, and we're gonna take a look at that, and we're gonna see how many T-Knights were killed and how many T-Knights were knocked unconscious in comparison to a bunch of the other troops that we have. Because I can best bet that if I were to take in, I don't know, some lower tier troops like, well, I have a bunch of Maiden Cavalry. We could probably compare against the Maiden Cavalry or something like that. Obviously, this is not scientific in any way. I find it quite interesting to see what's actually going to transpire here. But it seems as though we have actually achieved victory, and Ethos is now ours. Very, very surprised we were able to do this, but not able to do the previous one, to be fair. I feel like that's kind of weird. Anyway, another T-Knight got eliminated and taken out. We've got another 3, actually, but 1 out of 3 was killed. And this is the final fellow that we can eliminate now. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. We're going to take a look. We'll see. We'll see. I can't actually see on this screen right now because it doesn't actually tell you, give you any detailed information. But, okay, let's have a look. So, yeah, look at that. Basically half. Half of the T-Knights that were taken out in that particular siege were killed, which I think is absolutely ludicrous. I don't understand why that is actually happening. And it's the same thing with the Biscuit Sergeants as well. You take a look at the Biscuit Sergeants, it's the same exact, basically the same ratio, almost the same ratio right there. And I'm very surprised. Once again, 4 deaths, 5 wounded. And if you take a look at, for example, Empire Armored Crossbowmen, only 1 killed, 3 wounded. So out of 4, 1 was killed. So not 50%. Or anywhere near 50%. Obviously, 4 is a very minuscule number, so I can't really take away from that. But if you take away, I mean, if you look at the Sea of Favorites, for example, that is not a 50%. That is far away from being a 50% casualty rate. And I guess it's the same thing with a variety of other people as well. I mean, you take a look at the Malians heavy cavalry here. Obviously, there's a huge amount of them on the field, so it makes sense that they're going to be, taking more casualties. But I'm looking at the ratios here more than anything. So you can see here that 60 of them were obviously in total taken down, but only 19 of those 60 were eliminated. And yeah, sure, that's, I mean, it's pretty close to 50, but it's not as bad as if you were to lose something like this, something like a bunch of T-Knights and things like that. But I just find it super weird that, for example, Sea of Favorites just had this. I don't know, I guess it's just the roll, isn't it? It's just probably the roll of the game, roll of the dice, and that's pretty much it. Oh, I should not have let that guy go. That was my mistake. Oh well, never mind. We gained some honor, I guess. Oh wow, what? Why are there so many troops in here? There are so many vassals in there. No wonder it was difficult. Oh, okay. That was hilarious. I was thinking to myself, this is a pretty difficult siege. Yeah, that's a pretty difficult siege. You know why? Because there's a bunch of troops in there, a bunch of vassals. They definitely made it much more difficult than it would have otherwise been. That's great, isn't it? Anyway, we've got some people here that we can potentially take. Ooh, maiden adventurers, thank you. Alright, I like that. We can take some of these guys as well. Heretic worshippers, Heretic Magnus to replace the 2 that I lost. Pendor Noble Bowman, and we also have Man-at-Arms. Got a bunch of other people here. Not really a big fan of the minions or anything like that, but these fellows can actually be taken by our mercenary company, because obviously they joined. So hopefully that will work, or they'll just go into the garrison itself. But I am going to be giving Duke Alamar this fief, because he doesn't have one. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be a decent... apparently Anson does not like him for some reason. Not entirely sure why Anson doesn't like him. Anson's a relatively decent fellow, but... oh well, never mind. Anyway. Oh, I do not care about my oil press, but thank you. Anyway, yeah, so what we're going to do is we're just going to sell this. We're just going to sell a bunch of our stuff here. Let me see, is that enough? Yep, that is enough. Fantastic. Let's buy a little bit of food here. And hopefully there is a ransom broker. No, there's a traveler here. Oh, hello. Hidden chest in Valanbray. Okay, sure. I'll definitely part with 200 for that. Town thug. Oh, okay, please don't talk to me. I narrowly escaped him talking to me. If he was, to be honest. Anyway, so we got 2 Doom Guides. Another maiden adventurer right there. But yeah, we basically just lost such a significant amount of our T-Knights in that siege, but obviously we did, we did a lot of, well, killing of vassals and so on and so forth. But yeah, anyway, we're going to be taking this fellow's ransom here, and I just let that guy go by mistake. Oh, okay, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with me today, but apparently I want honor. Apparently I am just literally wanting honor more than anything else, and that seems to be it. That is very funny. Oh well, never mind. I guess what I'll do is, I'm just going to chill here for a little bit of time, and then we're going to make our way over to Janos. That is literally where I'm going to go next. I am going to try to force the Empire into a peace agreement, because very rightly someone has said that it would probably be a good idea for us to go and hunt for some unique spawns. And yeah, that's absolutely true. We've got a bunch of them on the map at the moment, so it would probably be a good idea for us to do that. Because if we can succeed in capturing one of them... Oh, that was a... What? What is this guy? Why does he have so many troops?
There's so many of them.
Why does he have so many troops? Okay, hello there, sir. Yeah, alright, I guess, you know what? I'm gonna probably leave Janos alone then, because 869 troops, I'm not entirely sure if I could even... I don't think I could take that on just from the sheer numbers. Even with my mercenary company, I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, so these fellows do actually need to come over with me, thank you. Wow, I had no idea. I really had no idea that that was actually a thing. That guy is just absolutely murdering everyone by the looks of things. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go over to Cez then instead. And we will try to force them into a peace agreement through that. I can only hope that the Dread Legion isn't around there. Or if they are, maybe we'll be able to take them on and... well, who knows? Maybe we'll end up with a Qualis gem that way, which would be quite funny. Okay, so who else do we have around here? These fellows are being annoying, aren't they? Yes. Okay, why are these guys so slow now? Oh, it's because they have a bunch of random troops with them here. Oh, dear. Well, that's not very good, is it? Hello. All right, wait a minute. This is actually perfect. This is actually perfect. Maybe we can... Okay, no. Come on. Come on, Marlian's heavy cavalry. Could you make sure that you're... Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, he's not actually in here. Yep. Okay, I can just continue talking to him. I can actually win this by myself, I'm pretty sure, but I would like him to potentially take any prisoners and rescuers, you know, so obviously if I want him to do that, that's pretty much the only way we can. We need to make sure that he's in there for him to have the opportunity. Otherwise, let's see, what do we have available for the enemy? It's probably going to be a bunch of crossbowmen. And what else? What else are they going to have? I actually don't know. I think this guy might have a knighthood order. I'm not entirely sure whether he does. Alright, so we're in another battle against yet another Empire vassal. We won the previous battle pretty easily as the enemy only had, and I'm going to say only here, very... with much trepidation, because let's face it, they're really good. Shadow Legion Centurions. These fellows are really, really strong, and they have great thrown weapon proficiencies, and they do massive damage. Oh yeah, they do. I remember using the Shadow Legion actually in one of my previous playthroughs, and yeah, I like them a lot. Yeah, I think they're really, really good. And, well, shall we say, they're good if you have the Centurions only. I think the Marinus is okay, but I think it feels a bit too much like a slightly upgraded version of a Sarlian Halberdier. Because they don't actually come with shields equipped or anything like that, as far as I remember. I mean, maybe that's been changed now, I don't know, but all I do know is that the Shadow Legion Centurions themselves, the mounted units, are incredible. They're really, really good. So, if you have to go for any knighthood order that has, you know, cavalry and, well, let's face it, I mean, they don't actually have ranged weapons. I mean, they have thrown weapons, that's pretty much it. So if you want something that is a little bit more out of the norm, shall we say, because obviously most of the time if you're going to be, you know, going with a knighthood order or even creating your own, you're probably going to want to focus on bows and archery if you want to be as effective as possible. Although, to be fair, like I said in the previous episode, I actually really like how crossbows work in Pendor, even though they are a little bit less effective than, you know, than an archer, full archer, because they just fire that much slower. But yeah, as I say, it's just a personal preference issue there. Anyway, I am just going to move on here. There's not much for me to do. I'm just going to once again leave everything as it is. I'm just going to take a couple of prisoners here and there, and here we are. We're right down at Cez, and we are just going to go straight on in. I don't know what they have here. Oh no. Oh dear. Shadow Legion Centurions. They have a bunch. Alright, so this siege is basically hanging by a thread at this moment in time because there is a very dangerous entity outside of the siege. They are very close by to us, and I am actually very worried that we won't be able to achieve victory here, because then we'll have to face them, and I don't think I can win. Yeah, maybe. Okay, maybe. But I'm withholding a little bit of judgment right there, because I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I probably won't be able to win. Basically, spoiler alert, I think it is the Dread Legion. I didn't get a good look at them before we entered the siege, because I was basically in a hurry. You know, I wanted to start the siege as soon as possible, because otherwise I'm literally going to be killed very, very fast. So I was basically just like, yep, let's go straight on in. I don't care who that is. Let's just try to achieve victory here and see what we can do. And that's pretty much my thought process, beginning and ending, in regards to whoever it was. If it is a snake cult army, I might have... I might have a chance. Maybe. It very much depends. I highly doubt it. But also, it very much depends on how many forces they actually have. Because as far as I'm aware, the Snake Cold armies run around with about 400 to 600, maybe even more than that if they've been lucky enough to capture, or should we say indeed rescue, a bunch of troops. So, yeah, that's obviously a pretty big issue in itself. Because if the battle advantage is significantly more than what we have, well... goodbye there, I guess, you know. That's not really going to work out too well. I don't know why I can't hit this guy. Ah, there we go. Okay, I've got to... Wow, I've got to fire a lot lower than I actually thought. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, well, that's not too bad then. Now, this is the one thing that I got to say I'm very, very pleased about having archers for, because obviously, you know, as I've already talked about, you know, they have great accuracy, damage, you know, speed of fire, and so on and so forth. However, the enemy Shadow Legion Centurions, they basically can't do much to us out here. They would need to attack us in melee, or they would need to get really, really lucky with their thrown weapons, or they would basically need to be much closer in range. And that's the big deal here, because if they were closer to us in range, well, it would probably be good night, because thrown weapons, their thrown weapons specifically, are just absolutely laser accurate. They will just murder every single thing very, very quickly. But you're going to have to get close, or should we say close to medium range, for their thrown weapons to actually be effective. Whereas obviously archery, crossbows, and so on and so forth, they are just far and away better from a much deeper range or further range. Anyway, let's just... Okay, wait a minute. Gonna have to be careful. Don't get shot by that guy. Don't get shot. Ah, okay. There's actually a fellow at the end there. That's not very good, but that's okay. He's gonna miss. Oh no, he was actually stopping firing for some reason. I don't know why he decided to do that. Just gonna have to avoid this fellow. There we go. I actually thought he would die right there, but he didn't. These guys are crossbow users as well, so I won't actually be able to pick up any quivers from them, which is obviously a pretty big issue. But as I said, if we can actually succeed in winning this, then I will be in a much greater position than I thought I ever would be, actually. And let's not get shot by that guy. No, he's not firing at me. Thank you. That guy is, though, the one to my right. Not this one, but the other one. Okay, I've got to be careful here. Don't want to get killed by the thrown weapons. Let me just strafe a little bit. My T-Knights are getting absolutely slaughtered by the Shadow Legion Centurions, as you can see right there. Wow, that is some damage. Okay, let me see if I can do some damage here myself. Ooh, this is not good. This is not a good idea. Okay, let's be careful. Oh, are you serious, sir? How did you do that? How did he know? How did he know I was going to appear there? Well, I don't know. You know, AI things. That's, you know, that's what's going on there. Okay, no, don't get shot point blank. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we are. No. Okay, we should be fine. All I have to do is not get killed. I know. Very, very difficult thing to do, especially for me. So I might be okay. Ah, yeah, this random damage that I take every so often, I'm not entirely sure where it's from. That's the main issue here. Oh, I literally just got poked to death. That was that was hilarious. Okay, well, it actually doesn't seem like we are having too big of an issue here. I did end up losing quite a few. Yeah, once again, quite a few T-Knights. I'm pretty sure we lost a whole bunch when the Shadow Legion Centurions actually came in. Oh, there's a massive contingent of people down there. I'm not entirely sure where I was taking damage from. I think there was definitely going to be a small band of crossbowmen somewhere that were just targeting me specifically. Because that's probably all they could see at the time. Maybe, you know, maybe they were like over here? Maybe? These guys right here? I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter too much. I think this is a victory for us. We've just got to cross our fingers and hope that they're not going to come in with any higher tier troops at the end of the party list. Alright, so there it is, 87 renown. I didn't even see that we were going to get that much. Okay, that's fantastic. Ah, there we go. The ratio is still around 50%, but this is at least a little... well, we still lost 4 of them, which I'm not very pleased about, but you know, that's just how it goes. So yeah, ratio still near 50%, which is hilarious once again. Otherwise, there you go. We actually did manage to achieve victory, surprisingly. Gonna have to let this guy go. He didn't have too many people in there, so that's, I guess that's pretty good. And we have a bunch of troops. They're probably going to go into the garrison straight away, so I'm just going to leave them, even if maybe one of our other friends does that. You know, our mercenary company or something. Anyway, Lord Anson, you will be the fellow that takes this. There we go. Lord Montewar is not very pleased about that, unfortunately. Oh well, never mind. Okay, well, let's see. We could just sell that for 1,200. I'm hoping that there's going to be a ransom broker. Please be a ransom broker in here. There is a traveler. There is a ransom broker. I just saw him. There he is. Sell all my prisoners. Do you have any rumors? Yeah, I don't really care about that too much. Okay, so first of all, what we want to do is we want to level up, and then we're going to take a look and see exactly what's going on with this. Oh, it is a snake cult army. Okay, so it is not the Dread Legion. Okay, okay, well that's at least a bit of a... Well, I guess that's okay. Oh. Well, goodbye, Marleyan's heavy cavalry, I guess, because I'm not gonna go in there.
This is only goodbye for now.
That's a bit too harsh for me, to be honest. That is a bit too harsh. I'm not really prepared to take on a snake cult army right now. Yeah, sure, I could probably do it if I had, in my opinion at least, I could probably do it if I had a little bit more in the way of custom Knighthood Order units, and that's kind of what I'm attempting to do here. Also, I'm attempting to get to 100,000 dinars so that I can finally get a large pouch of diamonds and unlock the mines. Ugh. Yeah, it's a bit of an annoying situation actually, because I'm trying, but it's very difficult to do that when I have to expend money to get these mercenary companies and then, you know, take things and so on and so forth. But there you go. We've actually taken a huge chunk out of Empire territory, and they now have, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 castles and 1 town, and that's it. Look at how quick that was. That was actually super fast. Anyway, that is it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.